Hello everyone. In this video lecture, I am going to cover the topic of your physics, that is your work energy power. And in that, I'm going to discuss you about the dot product representation of work. And then I'll discuss the concept of positive, zero, and negative work done. Okay. So see, these concepts are very important to understand the work energy power theorem. Okay, uh, you might have the basics about the definition of work, what is energy, what is power. So basically, these topics are, you can say that, the extension of your the basic concept of your work energy and the power. Okay, so starting with this one, so I'm going to discuss you about the dot product representation of work, and then I'll discuss you about the concept of positive, zero, and the negative work. And these two topics are very important from your work point of view. Okay. First of all, so I'll discuss you about the dot product representation of your work done. Okay. Now, first of all, this word work done. Okay. So in your book, you might have seen the word work, but I have used the word work done. I tell you why I have used the work done. Actually, in the language of physics, there is no meaning of work. Work is always done. Okay. So, in the language of physics, whenever you study the definition of the work in your textbook, also, the definition starts with the work is said to be done. Okay. It starts with work is said to be done. So that's why I have used the terminology work done. Now, the dot product representation. So in this, we are going to use the dot product basic of your vector. Okay, that you might have studied in your mathematics. So that fundamental is going to be used. So I understand that you are having some basic of this dot product. What is dot product, and why we use the dot in any expression, where we use the cross product. Okay. Now starting with this one. First of all, starting the definition. Work done by the force is the product, okay, of the component of the force in the direction of the displacement and magnitude of the displacement. Now try to break this statement into parts. First of all, the first catch is your product. And what are those two parts of the product? First is your component of the force in the direction. Please mind the word. This is going to be very important part of your dot product presentation. In the direction of the displacement means the force, the value of the force in the direction of the displacement, and the magnitude of displacement means you're applying the force and body is moving from one direction to another direction due to your force. So the amount of the displacement, okay, moved by the body and the component of the force. You can understand this thing from this block diagram that I have used here. Now see, normally we can have force in any direction. So I have taken an arbitrary direction of the force, and this force makes an angle of theta with the horizontal axis. Okay, now coming towards this one. Due to the application of this force that you're applying here in this direction, your body is moving from point A, okay, body is moving from point A to point B, and it has a displacement of S. Okay, it has this displacement. Correct? Now, again coming toward this statement. Now, your body is moving in X direction. your body is moving in x direction. And what is the displacement in direction of x? S. So I need the component of the force in the x direction. Are you getting my point? If I want to calculate the work done by the force in x direction, then I need the displacement of the body in x direction and I need force component in the x direction. Then I'll multiply these two things. Then I'll get the work done. Okay, this is the displacement part and this is the force part. Now, in this case, I'm applying a force which is making an arbitrary angle theta with the horizontal. So the component of this force along the x-axis, because my body is moving in x direction. So I am taking the component of the force in x direction. So by simply applying the trigonometry that you might have studied in class 8, 9, 10, when we break the component, so in the vertical direction, you have f sine theta, and here you have f cos theta. Now, this f cos theta is the component of the force in the x direction. Okay, so f cos theta is the component of force in x direction, and displacement is s. So now I'll take the product. Done. So I am just going in a reverse manner of this statement. So now when I take this thing, so I have taken f, okay, this cos theta and s. You might be getting confused with this one. Now for your understanding, I just write down here f cos theta into s. Now this thing is okay with you. I think so. Now I can rearrange this thing. Na? So this thing has been rearranged and then we have got this one. I have taken f and s together and cos theta on the extreme right hand side. So expression is same. Now for the purpose of your revision, or you can say for the recall purpose, I have used this thing that whenever you have a vector magnitude u, a vector magnitude v, and cos theta multiplication, that is theta is the angle between u and v, then I can represent this expression as u dot v. Similarly, if you see here, f s, okay, f s and the cos theta means cosine of the angle between f and s. So whenever we do this thing, so we get the dot product as of f and s. So my work done comes out to be w equal to f dot s. Okay, now this thing is clear to you how to find. So please mind, every time whenever you do this thing, you have to find out the component of the force in the direction of the displacement. Here the displacement was in the x direction. So I have taken the force component in the x direction. If you have the displacement in the y direction, then you have to take the component of this one, and then at that time you will take the angle between this direction of the movement and the force. This cos theta is always going to be universal, and please mind one thing, that we take the angle always with the with respect to the direction of the motion. With respect to direction of the motion. In this case, the direction of the motion was in this x-axis, so I have taken theta here. If the case will be, if the direction of the motion will be in the y direction, then I'll take the theta like this one. Okay, so this is the case when you have the movement in the vertical direction. Here we have the movement in the horizontal direction. So please do not get confused. Just remember one thing, a thumb rule. You take the theta between the force and the direction of the movement, direction of displacement, whether displacement in the x direction or y direction. Okay, just take a universal thumb rule. Okay, so I think this thing is clear to you. Now, moving toward the next one. So this one, your work done is in a scalar quantity, and work done may be positive, zero, or negative, depending upon the angle between the force and the displacement. Now we will try to understand this point. So for this, I would like to take you people to another slide. Now see, as I told you that this theta is going to play a very important role. Okay, now here you see you're applying a force in this direction and you have the displacement in this direction. So this is your theta here. Now in this case, theta is theta is your theta is less than 90. Now by applying the simple coordinate, simple trigonometric concept, all sine, tan, cos. So in this quadrant means if your angle is less than 90, then all the functions are positive. Whether it's a tan theta, cos theta, or sine theta. If your theta is less than 90, it will be positive always. In the second quadrant means if your angle is more than 90, then in that case only sine and cosec is your positive. And if your angle is more than 180, in this way you have the different trigonometric function to be positive in a different quadrant. So this was a bit mathematics, and this is going to be uh, and this thing we are going to use here. Okay. Now in this case your theta is less than 90, so in this case your work done is positive. Now here your theta is equal to 90. So what is cos 90? Cos 90 is 0. So when you apply this thing here, so f into s into cos of 90, and cos of 90 is 0. So here it comes out to be f into s into 0. So your work done equal to 0. And hence we say that whenever the angle between the applied force and the displacement is 90 degree, in that case your work done is the work done by the force is 0 and negative work done. In this case you see your theta is greater than 90. So it will lie in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, except sine and cosine, all the functions are negative. So here the cos is going to be negative. So in this case, your f into s into negative value of the cos theta will be there. Okay, and hence your work done will be negative. So what we can conclude from this discussion? The important part is that everything depends upon this theta. This theta is going to decide whether the work done will be positive, negative, or 0. Okay, so if theta is less than 90, work done is positive. Theta is equal to 90, work done is 0. And if theta is more than 90, then it's a negative. Okay, now this thing was all about the concept. Now to understand the physics, we need some examples. Okay, now we'll try to understand this thing with the help of example. This thing will become much more clear to you, I think, in that case. Now, example of your positive work done. Why I have taken positive work done example in the very first thing? Because this thing we are doing daily in our daily life, and we experience this thing. That's why it is easy to understand. Now, body falling freely under gravity, work done by gravitational force is positive. Why this is written here? If you have a ball and if your ball is falling, okay, under the gravitational force, if you have a body, okay, and body is falling under the gravitational force, so gravitational force is in this direction and body displacement is also in this direction. So force and displacement are in the same direction. So hence in this case your work done by this thing is going to be positive. Now lawn roller pulled by applying a force along the handle with an angle less than 90. Now see the word angle less than 90. As I told you that angle is going to play a very major role. So positive work done we see in our day-to-day life. Now the question is where we have the zero work done. Now see here, a person is trying to push the wall, applying some force on the wall. But here, in this case, your displacement is zero. Okay, so when you put this thing F into S into cos theta, so here your S is equal to zero. So automatically work done comes out to be zero in this case, because there is no movement of wall in the direction of the force. So this is zero. In the second case, now in this case, you are trying to take a block. Okay, you are trying to take a block which is moving in this direction, and the weight of the block is in mg in this direction. Here the theta is equal to 90 degrees. So in this case, work done by the gravitational force is zero. Okay, and in the third case, the work done by the centripetal force, this thing you might have experienced in your childhood. You might have done, you might have tied a stone in your with a thread, and you have might done this thing means really around this thing. Okay, so in that case, you might have experienced some force, but work done by that force is zero, because in this case, the displacement of the body and the force both are perpendicular to each other. So in this case also, your work done is equal to zero. So now you may have the this thing in your question, that what are the conditions in which my work done is going to be zero? Now, first is that if your force is equal to zero, or your displacement equal to zero, or if the displacement and the force are perpendicular to each other. In this case, so these, what are the three conditions for work done zero? F equal to zero, or S equal to zero, or theta equal to 90 degrees. Just remember this thing. Just remember this thing. The summary of this complete point. In these three cases, you have work done equal to zero. Okay. The example has been taken in a circular motion. The centripetal force does not do any work on the object. It doesn't do any work because here the theta equal to 90 degrees. That's all. Okay, so this was the example of your zero work done. Now coming toward the work done, negative work done. In this case, you see that you're applying a force, body is moving in this direction. Now here the friction force. Now I just give you a force of friction exists between whenever two bodies interact with each other. Here your one is your ground. If you have the ground, this is your ground, and this is your body. So when these two surfaces will interact, when the surface of this block and the ground will interact with each other, then the force of friction will be there. So this force of friction is always in the opposite direction of the motion. Okay, if the body is moving in the direction of the applied force, then force of friction will always be in the opposite direction. But in this case, when you apply the force in this direction, and body is also moving in this direction, this is force direction, is displacement direction, and you have a frictional force in this direction. I am representing friction by Fr. So in this case, the work done by the friction force is negative. Why? Because here, as you see, this is the direction of the displacement, and this is the direction of the friction force. So here the angle between these two, theta, is greater than 90. Okay, here the angle between the displacement and the force of friction is more than 90. And what we have discussed, whenever the angle is more than 90, your work done is negative. So this is the example with the help of which you can understand that what is the concept of negative work done. Another example I have taken from your electrostatics. You are having two charges, Q, small q, and capital Q. Both are positive charges. Both are positive. So there will be a repulsive force between these two. Okay, so like charges repel each other, na? So there will be repulsive forces between these two. Now, whenever you will apply a force and to move a charge small q in the direction of the capital Q, so there will be a repulsive force of repulsion. Okay, this is let me write down force of repulsive. So repulsive force will act in this direction.